Hi there YouTube, and welcome to the least watched photography YouTube channel in existence. But to those of you that do join me, thank you very much and welcome to another vlog. Now, the location I'm at today, I've been here about 4 times in the last 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks, and I want to try and wring as much out of this location as I possibly can, because there's a lot of it to explore. It's quite an extensive woodland, but the beauty of it is it's right next to the road, so it's easily accessible. But there's a lot here, and most of it is old sort of wild oak woodland, which makes some of the best photographs for me for woodland photography. As my luck would have it, we've got bright sunshine again. It was hazy and overcast when I came out, but it's broke through. It's not as harsh as it has been on some of the days that I've been here. Excuse me. The cold wind makes my eyes run. But there's quite a lot of shadows on the floor, so hopefully it'll cloud over a bit and we'll get some nice soft pastel-y sort of light, which is perfect. In the absence of mist or dramatic conditions like that, then soft pastel-y light is about the best you can hope for in a woodland. So again, what I'm looking for today is interesting patterns in the trees, interesting bark patterns, or maybe trees with ivy vines growing up, and any sort of intercrossing relationships between different trees. And of course everywhere is littered with these huge granite boulders and rocks covered in moss, so it's quite easy to get foreground interest. As I'm walking around, I've found quite an unlikely composition. It's a fallen tree, and right at the base of it, some really beautiful grain patterns in the wood where the bark's been stripped off, and it's also got some moss on it, and then there's debris from animals and from the tree above and everything. But I really love the patterns in the grain of the wood, and I think this will probably make a good black and white shot actually. So I'm going to put the camera in monochrome mode just to see what it will look like. I'm going to put my weird glasses on to make sure that my focus is absolutely perfect. There we go. That looks as if it's perfect. Lots of lovely sharp detail there. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close the aperture down even more so I can get more depth of field and hopefully get the picture even sharper. Yeah, I don't need to touch my focus. Lots of lovely detail there. So that's quite an unlikely one. There I was looking for like big trees and all that kind of stuff, and I homed in on this rather unusual but quite pleasing composition, I thought. probably tell, the light's playing ball now, so we've got a bit of cloud, but it's not too heavy, so the light's sort of softened, but it's still there, if you know what I mean. So we've got some really nice side light coming down on these trees here. But just as I say that, the sun's coming out and it's getting too bright again. So the composition I'm looking at now is, I wonder if it would look better in portrait mode. I think that's better. Now, I've got a bit of sky in the background, a bit of harsh highlights, which I don't like. Set my aperture wide open so that I can get some a little bit of fall off. Right, I'll put my weird glasses on again, just to make sure my focus is good. There we go, perfect. F4, ISO 50, gives me a 40th of a second. The thing I like about this is the ivy branches that are sort of wrapped all around and twisted around the two main trees, which looks really good. And then on the floor we've got some small moss covered rocks, and we've got moss covered rocks in the background as well. So yeah, quite pleased with that. What I might do, actually, I'm going to give a try. I'm going to bump up the ISO to 100. That now gives me a shutter speed of 1/125. Sorry, 1/100th of a second. Because there's a very light breeze, and that ivy branch there with the leaves on it's just moving ever so slightly. Let's just check that, make sure that it's all nice and sharp. Yes, it is. And the background, we've got some nice fall off in the background, so it gives it a kind of a 3D look to it, because the foreground's really bold and sharp and the background is blurry. I really like this that I've discovered. What looks like a dead oak tree, just the husk of it. It's still standing, but it definitely looks dead. And then to the right of it, there's a different tree. It looks like a birch tree, but it might not be, because I don't know anything about trees. So it could not be. So it might not be a birch tree. It might be something completely different. It is different to that one though. I know that much. Anyway, I really like it. So I've focused on the tree nearest to me, the one with the hole in the base of it. And when I edit this, I'm probably going to crop the sides in a little bit, bring the top down. In fact, if I go into my menu, see if I can find the aspect ratio. There we go. Now, if I do a 16:9, that's no good. No, don't like that. I change that to a, let's try a square crop, 1:1 square crop. Oh, now that looks better. Square crop, that looks much better. I just got to move it slightly that way a bit. Now that looks good, I think. So let's just make sure my focus hasn't changed. Yeah, focus is all good. Now, what I've got to do is try and capture this image while there's no cars, because I'm facing down to the road. And there we go. I like that. Right, I think I'm done here for today. There's still a hell of a lot more to explore. This wood goes for another couple of miles that way. So there's still plenty more to explore. So I'll definitely be coming back. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done already, please subscribe. That helps. And leave a comment down below, and I will answer it. And I'll see you in the next video.